Sorry about that, everybody. Got disconnected. Had to restart my machine. What happened? You left the comment and everything broke. Bilal, as soon as you said like this, I'm like, what? No, just I don't know. Just the machine froze. Let me turn off a couple of things right here. Got something wrong in the background. Did you press a switch? I don't know. You tell me. And, and I'm back. Yeah. Uh, yeah, you guys know this session gonna last for an hour. So even if something happens, I'm not completely gone. I'll be back. I'll be back. I'll be back. I signed up for an online course and they started sending automated texts and I got spammy, but I let them continue sending to see how spammy they could get. Nothing happened. Bilal says something and basically he broke the machine for me. I'm just kidding. That's not a switches, man. It's just pictures. What switches talking about? Switches behind you. So going back to the subject, let me just apologize for the inconvenience. I'll be with you in spirit. What kind of spirit is that? Give me a second here. Let me just share this back on my page and this one group here. I don't want to see this. But going back to the subject again, right? The shiny objects, as Nadim said. So my advice to a lot of people out there that if you already know, don't get angry, man. What the heck? You haven't seen my true wrath, Charles. Just joking? You mean joking? So this is a very good conversation. I wish what's his name? What's her name was here? Because she was asking this question and about. So anyway, this is a particular product. I looked at it, and as soon as I took the link, I know it's an affiliate link. Then when you sign up, they say, do you use an automated text system as a part of your lead funnel? Not me. I mean, I personally don't for my company, but I have some clients that use it for what do you call it, ads, when they run an ad or when they capture leads. Joshing, right? So going back to Lauren, if you were given extra amount of dollar to put behind your ads, would you want to create a new campaign, to put more money behind what is working, 3, find what is working and apply them to your not so good performing campaigns and put more money behind it? That is a very beautiful question, Lauren. So if somebody give me an let's say I'm running an ad, right, and this ad is doing really really good, we're getting leads, we're getting conversion, and for that additional money, I would honestly uh, put it where it works. Like the saying goes, if it's not broken, why fix it, right? So I would personally add more money because that lead, that conversion is bringing me more money, right? Now, the option number 2, let's see, create new campaign. No, it's going to number 2, put more money behind what is working. Okay. If you're gonna do a test, let's say you want to test a new market, because if something is working and it's targeting your audience and it's bringing your audience already, that's great. Now, if you want to create a new ad, there has to be a reason why I'm creating a new ad. The only time we'll create a new ad if it doesn't work. If the first one doesn't work, so the second one and so forth. Now, if you want to hit another market, or let's say the same target audience on a different area, then you can use with number 3, we can apply, let's see, find what is working and apply them to your not so good performing campaign and put more money behind. No, I wouldn't put the money where for now. I would go at number 2, of course, right? But for number one, I would create it if I'm going to target same audience on a different location or different platform to see if my audience already, after the research, if my audience exists there. If not, then I got to make sure that what kind of ad I'm running, right? But for number three, you find what is working and apply them to your not so good performing campaign and put more money behind it. No, because what is not working, it makes no sense. Why would put money on that one? In fact, when you do the test, and I'm sure you already know this, like things that don't work, I mean, you basically automatically pause it, because it's not working. Unless you tend to force the, like for example, sometime you're focusing on a specific target audience that they exist on this particular location, and you are testing with several ads. So you're going to create multiple ads, yes, because you know the audience exists. You can see the click is coming in, but there's something that's not working. So you try to create several ads, like one or two or three, pointing at the same location and see which one works. Make sense? Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Bruce Nadim said text message are typically good for the medical space, doctor's appointments. Yes, a lot of dentists, chiropractors, medical, even attorney appointments, they still use text marketing. But medical is the highest, Nadim. You're absolutely correct. I need my site, Paul. I need my site redone. Oh yes, Paul. That's been like what, ages? Central Texas Paranormal that you built it like for me back like more than 6 years ago, man. Give me a fair price, and I'll save up to get it done. All right, Paul, no problem. Just I'll text you. I will send you a private message, and I'll charge you $1 million. Okay, no worries. If the website's still there, because I thought it's still there. So Lauren, let me know if I was able to answer your question. That was an excellent question. This is very good when it comes to ad. If you're running an ad and there's a particular ad that is working and you're getting more funding to manage it, yes, put the money there, because that means increasing in lead and increasing in sale, which means increasing your bottom line. In fact, today I had another client who was asking me, they were trying to run an ad to get more visibility to their podcast show, okay, and they have a limited budget because they're a nonprofit. So one of the team members were basically suggesting another idea where they can run a banner ad on a local, very popular news website here. I'm not a news website. It's a news. It's like it's like a local news website. Okay, and the offer that they got is like a banner on the top or a banner on the side for like a week or 7 days. And it's more expensive than the actual the budget for the ad. So I basically told him, well, if somebody come to you offering that, hey, you can run an ad on our website, the question that you have to ask them, how many traffic your website getting on a monthly basis? What is the CTR or the click-through rate for these banners, right? Like if I put the banners for a week, how many clicks I'm going to get from these banners? What kind of audience are your readers? Are these our target audience, right? And what are you going to achieve from this banner on the website? And are there any type of analytics that I can look into, right? So I basically explained to a lot of time when you use banners on other site, mostly like, brand awareness. And the people that go to read those content, they're focused on reading the content and not necessarily the banners. So that's more like a push marketing, right? But the behavior, if you run a specific ad that the audience, you're targeting the zip code, you're targeting that they are podcast listeners. So when they see the ad, now you can track it. You can analyze it, right? So it's better to go with, let's say, with the Facebook ad or the search engine ads, because you can track it easily. And it's a process where we use this concept called pull marketing, because, audience are looking for podcasts similar to your subject, which is for business and the Hispanic community and whatnot. Then there's more chance for them to click on the ad. And that's how you track it. And that's how you measure. Make sense? So I basically suggested no, just go ahead with the ad for now, because you're on a limited budget and you want to test it. If you have a lot of money, then that's a different story. Should I use the exact audience from one campaign that is successful and apply it to all of my campaign, not including retargeting ads, of course? Yeah, because if the audience already receiving and replying to the ads, what I mean by that, you are gaining this audience, right? You are gaining the leads from this audience. So what is going to happen? Here's the question: if you are already getting this audience, let's say from Google Ads, and if you run it on YouTube, if it's the same audience, So maybe that will increase the conversion because they saw it more than once in a different format, right? But here's another question that you have to ask yourself. If the audience already saw it and they became a lead and they saw it again, they're not going to click on it again. So that's why we have to make the distinction right now. So now you have to do a test. You have to do an A/B test. If I'm running one campaign that is working for my audience, I wanna get new campaign, or I want to get new leads from the same audience. But if, let's say you have, for example, you have a 2,000 list of audience that you're targeting, and you only acquired 500, and that means the ad is still running, so the remaining other audience can see it and they can become a lead. Make sense? So if you're going to run it for them again in different format, that means that there's be more chance for you to get all those ad as well. Make sense? So run that test and see if your lead generation increases, and also if the conversion increase. Because when you run the ad for the specific audience in a different format, like let's say you're running a Facebook ad, website traffic ad, you're running a lead ad, and you're running also a website conversion ad, and see which one actually, because the audience is the same but the format is different, right? So sometimes that really actually work, because the audience can see it in the video format and sometimes they can see it in this format. So you just have to play with the A/B test and see at the end of the day which one actually brings you the qualified lead. And of course you have to do the comparison, which one brings you the conversion, because if you run 3 format of the ad variation, you can get all the leads, but see which one brings you more conversion, then stick with that, because at the end of the day, conversion is what generates income for you, right? So that was an excellent question right there. Okay, so going back to the subject again, and by the way, if you all have any question about WordPress, let me know, because today is everything about WordPress. We can also ask anything about digital as well. So going back to that idea that the subject is very important. Dave, what's going on? Thank you for tuning in, bro. Look, when you purchase any service, you have to understand and study what the features that comes with it, and do I need those features? If you're utilizing everything for yourself to make it easier, Nadeem, let's see, the exact same ads may not work well across platform. Every platform has different user behavior. For example, Facebook is content discovery, Instagram is trends, YouTube is content consumption. Tweak the ad to fit the platform. Yes, that is true. You have an excellent point. But the same audience that go to Google to look for, let's say, a house or property, some of the audience of the same audience go to YouTube to look for, a shot of the house from a drone, or from how it's built inside, right? So the best one, really, right now, it's a search ad, because people go to Bing and Google because they're looking for solutions, they're looking for product, they're looking for services, versus social media in general. People go there because they just want to chill and look at ridiculous stuff, or just argue, right? So the first thing you do the research. You research the niche in every platform, then you run the test and see which one helps you, because even the social media platform has specific features where you can do lead ad or website traffic ad. Make sense? But the behavior in the social is more like what do you call it? It's not more like people don't go there to search for companies or to search for local businesses, even though those options are there. But the majority behave differently, which is just wasting time looking at stuff. You know what I mean? But even then, because the algorithm on the social media, specifically on WordPress, is based on the behavior of what I'm doing on Facebook, what I'm clicking, what I'm sharing, what I'm commenting, what kind of pages I'm following, what kind of information I have on my profile. Lawrence Smith, why would my WordPress site continuously add draft pages to my site on the back end? There is no correlation between this happening and any other action on our site. Well, good question. Guess what? The draft cannot be added by itself. Somebody probably is doing it. The draft cannot be added by itself. Somebody is actually making it, but they're not publishing it. So they're leaving it on a draft status, right? So on the back end, yeah, somebody, it's possible that you probably have another developer working with you, but yeah, the draft, it means that it's not published on the navigation. Even if you can publish it, but you don't have to put on the navigation, you can hide it, right? but the draft, the pages of the draft or the blog post cannot be draft automatically. It has to be somebody. And in fact, when you log into the WordPress on the home page, when you click on the dashboard, it will show you who was the last person logged in. Okay. IT really is like 100 a week. Wow, 100 pages a week. Woo! This has happened in 10. Yeah. Well, you can look at the log. You can look at the log too. If you look at these draft pages, right? You can also look at the author and see who created them. You know what I mean? But the draft don't happen by itself. It's from my understanding, it's impossible unless there's a plugin that creates some type of automatic landing pages or sub pages and whatnot. But yeah, the draft doesn't happen, or somebody probably hacked. I don't want to scare you. Somebody probably hacked and is just making all these pages. You know what I mean? So it's still on the subject of shiny objects. So if you end up buying this product, you have to know, because what's happening with these companies that sell these services, they wow you, they show you all these amazing offers, and they use some sort of manipulated languages. So you get in, you buy it, and you try to promote it to others, so you make money through, like, everyone's selling each other, like, how some of these people do. Then they're gonna come and say, oh look, millions of people use our product because they use that free concept. But once you log in, a lot of stuff is not free. Then they get into these so-called webinars and training and whatnot. They want to upsell you more. But all the stuff is good. Now you build the site, you build the funnel and whatnot. But the question is not answered yet. How are you going to get your customer? I'm going to build a landing page. Still, but how are you going to get the customer to you? How are you going to attract them? Are you going to use Google ads, Bing advertising, social media ads? Are you going to use SEO? Are you going to use... What are you going to use? Are you going to go on the street and do some sort of flip flap and break dance and Bhangra dance and whatnot? What are you going to do? Because building one thing is building something is one thing. Right? Building a website is one thing, right? But how can I get the customer? So some people think that if you just build a landing page and slap it with some sort of email marketing in the back end and some sort of automatic system in text messaging and whatnot, okay, if the customer can find you, then what's the point, right? They are happening themselves. Are you serious? They're happening? I need to look at this stuff. You may have a plugin or script running, maybe an automatic cron job. Did you look at the author of every single draft? Let's see. Do you have all the way? Lauren, look at the author. Is the author under your name or is it under Maurice? Nadeem, I don't think you're gonna get an access. Okay, that company is not gonna give you any access. But look at the author. They are draft posts with no author. Let me see. This is weird.